with people and doing something that was important and that's going to be used by the government and all. You got to make sure you're doing everything right because you're part of this big thing that's happening.
As she always had, Gladys stayed true to herself, striving to be defined by her competence and not by the color of her skin.
I think I was most happy when I got to the point that I could be independent and I could troubleshoot big programs and be a help to the analysts who had helped to generate the program. When I could talk to them, you know, it's sort of like be a part and understand. I think that was the best feeling I had.
Even after retiring in 1998, Gladys stayed busy, completing her PhD in philosophy and writing her memoirs. For all of her accomplishments, commendations, and recognition she has received over her career, Gladys understands there is only one who she can credit for the direction her life has taken.
I think everybody should have God in their lives so they understand. And I can just about see the complete circle. And I can go back and I can look and see what he did and where he put me and where all along. And I was thinking, it's just amazing that I didn't understand at the time exactly what was happening, but he was there and he was doing it.
One more time. Put your hands together. Put your hands together. Miss Gladys West, I am telling you, are you feeling charged? I told you. And didn't I tell you earlier too that we tend to be the GPS? Yeah, man. We women, believe you me. The men just allow us. Just give us the time, my friends. All right, so we're going to go now to the a panel discussion. So at this time, I'd like to introduce to you the person who will be moderating the panel discussion, Ms. Teddy Lang, Department Chairperson, School of Global Business at Miami-Dade College, North Campus, is responsible for degree and certificate programs ranging from accounting to business administration to a Bachelor of Applied Science in Supervision and Management that offers several concentrations. She was instrumental in the development of the college's inaugural digital marketing, entrepreneurship studies, general business, sales and customer service, and professional development programs for associate and baccalaureate degree students. Additionally, Ms. Lang is Executive Director of the college's U.S. Department of Transportation's Southeast Small Business Transportation Resource Center and former Executive Director of the college's City Foundation Small Business Education Program that provides technical assistance and educational seminars to current business owners and prospective entrepreneurs. Ms. Lang values building and maintaining positive relations with industry to enhance collaborations for student achievement and success. She earned a bachelor and a master's degree, and she has completed coursework for a doctorate in higher education leadership at Nova Southeastern University. We're proud. I'm very pleased to present Ms. Teddy Lang, moderator for the panel discussion and its challenges and disparities for women in targeted industrial sectors. So let's have Ms. Teddy Lang.
Okay, good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. It is truly my pleasure and an opportunity to moderate this panel, this very distinguished panel of women, and have them share with you their stories, their success stories, and offer advice for others who are starting or already in their profession. It's just truly an opportunity. I am going to, there are three women guests. One is Miss Loretta McNair. She is the chairperson, School of the Advisory Board Florida Memorial University Aviation Department. We also have Miss Abigail Ellery. She's a director of the Enterprise Florida, Southern Africa. In addition, Miss Christine E. Franklin. She is the president of the Cherokee Enterprises. What we'll do is give them an opportunity to self-introduce, to tell us about themselves, provide us with information, and then we will follow up with a panel discussion for the next 50 minutes. So I'm going to ask Ms. Loretta McNair to please begin our discussion with a self-introduction, please.
Good afternoon, everyone. It is a pleasure to be here with such an esteemed group of women and men. Congratulations again to Ms. Gill for her accomplishments and her tenacity to keep a program as wonderful as this going. I am now a retired Transportation Security Administration and Federal Aviation Administration employee of 36 years with the federal government. I work as a consultant for the Wix Group, which is a boutique aviation firm in Washington, D.C. And I also have a passion for working with students at the Florida Memorial University Aviation Department. And I also have a mentoring opportunity with the Women of Tomorrow, which mentors high school girls. So whichever group I'm working with, I'm bringing to them my passion for aviation. I worked initially in Washington, D.C. with Federal Aviation Administration for about 22 years total. And then I segued to Miami, Florida, where I oversaw an aviation program, regulatory compliance program for the Caribbean and Latin America for 4 years. I segued to Brussels, Belgium, where I did a similar kind of program and was the division manager for aviation security. I was the manager during the incident of 9/11, which was probably the most challenging time of my career because my managers were fast to let me know that 9/11 happened in the United States and I had the responsibility for oversight for airport security for all airports that had flights to the United States in Europe, Africa, and the Middle East. So that was indeed a very challenging experience. I came back to Washington, D.C. to help start up the Transportation Security Administration International Component in 2002. I stayed there for a couple of years before returning to Miami, overseeing the Latin American and Caribbean group, again for aviation security oversight. And then I came back to Miami, so I did a lot of back and forth, and I ended my career in Dakar, Senegal, serving as the liaison for aviation security for West Africa. It was a very colorful career, and I really enjoyed all of it, even the stressful parts, at least the immediate thereafter of the stressful parts. So do you want me to go ahead now and talk a little bit about the world of aviation with a focus on women, or do you want me to hold that for later?
You can do your PowerPoint now if you would like.
Okay, if they would put the PowerPoint up, we will go ahead with that.
While they are preparing the PowerPoint, let me take a moment to also commend Miss Marie Gill for her amazing accomplishments over the years, as well as our honorees today. It's great. I see that your PowerPoint is on the screen.
Okay. I can't see it yet. So I'm not certain if they're going to.
I see the first slide.
Only the host can share it. I can't see it from where I am. Okay, there we are.
Yes, Randy is handling that.
Okay, thank you, Randy. If you would go to the slide, please. What I plan to do for a few minutes is talk about the importance of the aviation career, what it has to offer, how women fit into it, and then talk a little bit about the disparities and challenges for women, as well as some successes. And then we'll finalize with some resources that women can use to segue into the aviation. Why is aviation such an important industry? It has air transport entities that support a 65.5 million job group, and it has 2.7 trillion in global economic activity. The business aviation sector employs almost 1.5 million people around the world, contributing to over 10 million people working directly for the industry itself. Aviation, on average, has 4.4 times more productivity than other jobs in the economy because it feeds tourism, business development, and goods and services distribution. There are 1,300 airlines that fly 31,700 aircraft on 45,000 routes between 3,700 airports and airspace managed by 170 navigation service providers. So 57% of the tourists travel the world by air. Next slide, please. The other thing I wanted to mention is the fact that Miami has a robust aviation sector. $31.9 billion of economic impact comes from aviation, just generated from Miami Airport and its general aviation airports. Miami is one of the world's busiest hubs for domestic and international air travelers and cargo. It boasts more flights to Latin America and the Caribbean than any other U.S. airport. Miami has over 100 airlines hosted by 44 million passengers a year. It is number 2 in international passenger service and the number 1 busiest airport for international freight. Now let's talk a little bit about the role that women have played in aviation. Some of you are probably familiar with some of our sheroes. Amelia Earhart, for example, who was the first to fly across the Atlantic. Then there was Harriet Quimby, who was the first woman to ever get a pilot's license. Then within the women of color group, there was Betsy Coleman, who was the first Black woman to get her international pilot's license. So we've had some wonderful firsts, not only in airport and airline aviation, but also Mae Jemison, who was the first Black astronaut who flew into space in 1992. So many women have entered into aviation in the early days of working in the military all the way up through the present, but there's room for many, many more. Let's look at the opportunities for women. Next slide. Not only are there opportunities at the airport in aviation, people know about being a pilot, a co-pilot, but then there's the air traffic controller. For example, did you know that an air traffic controller made on average $120,000 a year? It is a fabulous job, and you probably can retire in about 20 to 25 years, which is very few jobs that you can do that. There are jobs in aircraft avionics as aviation mechanics, airport managers, transportation security professionals, airfield operations specialists, and aeronautical engineers. Next slide. To give you a snapshot, U.S. pilots, there are 664,000 U.S. pilots, but only 52,700 are women. So women constitute 7.9 of that percentage. Private pilots, 10,683 women, or 6.6% of the total. Flight instructors, 113,000, only 7% women. There is room for growth. Next slide. In the non-US pilot category, we have 215,000 women, but women only constitute 30% of the non-pilot type positions. And those positions entail becoming mechanics, repair persons, parachute riggers, ground instructors, navigators, flight engineers. The largest category of non-pilot type positions in aviation is the flight attendant. And of course, that is where we have the largest group of women, which is 79.2%. Next slide. Some of the disparities that I have observed throughout my career for women in aviation have to do with a lack of commitment by senior leadership to hire and promote women. We have to have policymakers at the highest level, often starting with the President of the United States, As many of you may recall the story of the Tuskegee Airmen, there was a discriminatory practice of not allowing African Americans in the military to fly. They said that we couldn't fly, but it took one president, President Roosevelt, in the 1930s, who said, let's see if we can do something about that. He heard of this program at Tuskegee Institute University that had some of the best and brightest pilots. And those pilots served in World War II, and they became the most notable pilots who never lost a flight that they covered during that time. Another set of disparities come from fewer senior women in leadership and management executive positions, because it's at the executive level that the policies get made in terms of how we're going to train women and promote women and include women. A lot of times we bring women into great jobs, but they do not feel included. Famous poet Maya Angelou said, people will forget what you say, they'll forget what you do, but they'll never forget how you make them feel. And if you don't make people feel welcome in an environment, even in aviation, and maybe especially aviation because it's male dominated, many women leave before they can realize their potential. There is a perception of inevitability in the industry, and of course, that old ugly thing called unconscious bias. Next slide. Challenges for women pursuing aviation careers. Many women have decided during the age period of 30 to 40 years old to have children. And women are caregivers on both ends. They are caregivers of their parents, they are caregivers of their children. And therefore, there are not enough flexible work hours and work situations to allow for childcare and flexibility for women to be able to rise to the top. And again, there is also the intrinsic bias that once women start to have children, they are not going to be as serious about their careers. They're not going to be as available. And those things are not true. So what do we have to do? We have to work holistically to make sure that we are providing more flexible opportunities for women. A big area, not on the slide, is financing. Did you know that it costs $80,000 to become a commercial pilot if you have never had any experience? $10,000 to become a private pilot. So the cost for being a pilot is quite high. We're looking at IATA statistics for 2018 on aviation, showing that in North America, 16% of women in aviation are being included at the top levels. In Europe, it's 14%, which is the number 2 set of women at the highest levels. And then in Africa is only 8%, for example. So we have a long ways to go. Next slide. How to overcome career obstacles. In my experience, you have to be excellent. As a woman, we have to be better than, work harder than everyone else to show that we can perform. We have to network with people who have jobs that we think we want to have internally as well as externally. We have to seek mentors. We also have to be mentors. We have to request new opportunities, opportunities that may be far-fetched in some cases, but we have to be our own best advocate. We have to be flexible and innovative, risk takers, and we have to negotiate confidently for ourselves. We have to be proactive in our career. No one is going to give it to us. We have to push for it. Next slide. While there has been a lot of lower statistics in terms of women moving into some of the higher echelons of aviation career areas, I want to take this opportunity to highlight some of the women of the African diaspora in particular who've been very successful. Poppy Kosa is the Director General of Civil Aviation for South Africa. And the Civil Aviation Authority of South Africa is comparable to the Federal Aviation Administration of the United States. Mamuna Tal Newell is the International Civil Aviation, or ICAO Technical Officer, Airworthiness Gambia and the UK. Ayaba Sosina, former Secretary General of the African Civil Aviation Commission and former Nigeria Air Transport Director. Mercy Awar, representative of Kenya International Civil Aviation Organization Council. Angela Giddings, former Director General of Airports Council International, and also was a former airport director for Atlanta and Miami International Airport. Marlene Mendez Manav, CEO of LAM Airlines, Mozambique. Susan Masabi, Executive Director of Tanzania Jet Center. Simbangile Sambo, South African founder of SRS Aviation. Dr. Ola Arikinkin, founder of Flying Doctors and Ambulance Service in Nigeria. Deborah Flint, the CEO of Los Angeles International Airport. Shariksa Roll, Vice President of Operations and General Counsel of Western Air, Bahamas. Terry Bristol, Head of the Air Traffic Organization of the Federal Aviation Administration. Pamela Whitley, Assistant Administrator for NextGen, which is controlling the National Airspace System for the FAA. Kimberly Walton, Assistant Administrator for Enterprise Support and the Transportation Security Administration. So you can see by the list of the women that I just listed, there are some very dynamic women in the diaspora who have taken the bull by the horn and they have exceeded the glass ceiling. So we know that there are opportunities for many more of us to do the same. The next several slides are organizations that are resource organizations.
Another 30, Ms. McNair, I'm sorry, another 30 seconds.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
I won't read off these organizations because they are there for resource purposes, and hopefully the slides will be available later for participants. Thank you so much for your time and attention.
Thank you. Thank you very much for that informative presentation. And I wanted to point out that there are opportunities in the aviation industry. It is huge. Our U.S. government offers internship opportunities for students, and I can provide information on that if anyone is interested, given my background with U.S. Department of Transportation. But again, thank you, Ms. McNair, for that very, very informative presentation. At this point, I would like to ask Ms. Abigail Ellery to please self-introduce and provide us with information.
Thank you, Ms. Teddy Lang. Good afternoon, Florida friends. Good evening if you are tuning in from Africa. We are close to 10 p.m. our time, so I thought I'd put on some bling as well. I'm so grateful for the opportunity to join the 11th Annual Women Mean Business International Conference and to feature on this panel. Thank you to Marie Gill and Associates, the MBDA strategic partners and sponsors. It is always a joy and a privilege to be part of these events. And congratulations to our trailblazing awardees and honorees. Power and blessings to you. We celebrate and we honor you. Briefly, I am Abigail Ellery, and I've supported Enterprise Florida's mission by overseeing the international development and foreign direct investment efforts all over Africa since 2012. So for the last 8 years, I'm responsible for creating new trade opportunities between Florida and African business entities, enhancing existing economic development activities, working on strategies geared toward promoting Florida as a business destination, and managing all communication between governments, private sector, strategic partners, and multiplier organizations. My career experience, though, includes a few years of management consulting at PricewaterhouseCoopers earlier in my career. Then I started off my international trade career with the US government, working with the US Foreign Commercial Service for 6 years, and shortly afterwards stepped into entrepreneurship, mostly in business strategy, in business development and marketing. I've owned businesses like Ellery Consulting, Think Tank Solutions, and I've always kept my foot in international trade broadly and economic development. So my experience in this field is close to 20 years. My experience in marketplace, though, is across the board. So it's leadership, it's strategy, it's innovative ideas, management, communication, and professional expertise in economic development, trade, strategic planning, corporate identity and brand management, and so forth. I am also the sole proprietor of a company called Professional Women Africa, which is a recruitment company by and for women, and it is to encourage flexibility in the workplace and to create women empowerment opportunities. I also have a trading company called Ellery Solutions, which is a company that connects people, business, and markets. And it's through this vehicle that I'm able to be the contracting company to Enterprise Florida for EFI's Southern Africa representation. My focus is on the impact of the African diaspora women in international trade, with the other panelists touching on aviation, construction, and education. I'm sure we would all agree that there isn't a single industry that has been without disparities or smooth sailing for women. A friend of mine, Dr. Katya Adams, wrote a book called Equal, and she writes about causing shifts, rebuilding ancient ruins, rebuilding devastations of many, many, many generations of loss to society due to inadequate championing of women in leadership. Historically, some of the struggles that have come against women walking in the fullness of equality, not just in Africa, but all over the world, and I think others have alluded to this. It's been challenges like uneven access to education, lack of employment, equality, leadership roles, and entrepreneurship opportunities. It's included job segregation, lack of legal protection, the evils of racism and sexism, and finally, negative societal mindsets that are often quite overt. Yet in spite of these adversities, historical inequities and disparities, today we can highlight the positive impact, the victory stories, and incredible success of women in all fields, including international trade. In preparing for this time, I was reminded afresh that moments like these are opportunities for us to celebrate. And I know that we're all certainly dressed for it, especially those that are at the hotel in Miami. It's the opportunity for us to link arms in unity and oneness as women, to commend positive changes, to celebrate progress, advancement, significant moves toward healthier representation of women in leadership on every mountain of society, be that government, education, economy and marketplace, media, religion, arts, entertainment, and family. We have seen more and more women rise up in our generation and have many triumphs to be grateful for, that our daughters and our granddaughters can leverage off in their future. So in a sense, our granddaughters and daughters get to stand on the ceilings. And how does the African diaspora women fit into all of this? Most of us are aware that international migration has increased significantly since the early 1990s and has now become an integral part of globalization. Africa specifically, which is largely involved in this phenomenon, is characterized by high immigration to what is termed developed OECD countries, essentially higher income economies. And this includes the United States, the United Kingdom, many European countries, New Zealand, Australia, and even Japan. You can easily access this information online. It's made up of 37 higher income economies. With this international migration, the African diaspora all over the world have and continue to contribute positively and robustly to economic development in their countries of origin in Africa. This has presented enormous potential for African countries to increase their trade, both with global markets and with each other, because of the international migration. Women currently play a key role in trade in Africa and are the heart of Africa's success in utilizing this trade opportunity. Unfortunately, at the time of my research, there's limited resources and data that actually quantify the activities of the African diaspora women. However, there's no doubt that women are a significant part of the big picture contribution by the African diaspora in terms of influence, positive impact that has been documented. Some of the invaluable contributions includes the African diaspora being an indispensable human agency for channeling wealth, information, innovative ideas, intellectual capacities and skills, as well as creative business practices back to their home countries. The African diaspora generally have been incredible in providing financial remittances, which have been a lifeline and a source of reliable income to marginalized families, as well as in aiding poverty reduction. The diaspora have enhanced the visibility, raised the profile, the marketability, and influence of African countries of origin in markets all over the world that they have settled in. The African diaspora have promoted entrepreneurship in Africa, whether setting up their own enterprises in their respective countries or collaborating with local suppliers of around import and export opportunities, often promoting the concept Made in Africa and Buy from Africa initiatives. The diaspora have facilitated important linkages in business and trades, cultural and best practice sharing. Other contributions include providing skills, expertise, and resources for development, promoting private voluntary self-help projects in Africa. Claude Sumata, who is a Congolese economist who conducts research on remittances from Africans in Europe, pointed out that people say it's the IMF and the World Bank that help Africa, but it is actually Africans abroad that set up businesses and promote overseas trade with their countries. This is true as many small and medium enterprises in Africa cannot afford to travel abroad in order to promote their products, find distributors, and establish contacts with export marketing partners. And it is often the African diaspora who are active in creating overseas markets and networks for them. All of these activities boost the economy of countries of origin and harness the energy and creativity of Africans generally. In respect to women, specifically, the African diaspora women have been active in promoting women's rights, in supporting women and children in their countries of origin, in providing capacity building, mentoring, empowering women as an essential piece to enabling African societies to achieve their potential. They have been instrumental in mobilizing women to address the many issues they face in their countries of origin, and again, in providing important linkages in trade, philanthropy, culture, and so forth. My sense of hope, optimism, and expectancy was so stirred during my research for this talk, as I found so many phenomenally robust organizations advocating on behalf of women in every industry sector, including trade. And all these organizations want to see women empowered, celebrated, and walking in the fullness of their potential, their gifts, their talents, without limitation. And some of these organizations, which are worth you looking up, include OWITS and WITT, which are the Organizations for Women in International Trade, and then the Association for Women in International Trade. Then there is the United Nations Women in Trade in Africa, an organization called She Trades. There is the GTP Alliance, which is the Global Trade Professionals Alliance, with a division called Women Who Rock International Trade, who believe that SMEs are the backbone of most economies, and women business owners are also crucial to economic growth. And so they have projects and advocacy programs to support this. And then I found an organization called Lionesses of Africa that is just so fascinating. They feature entrepreneurial stories from women across Africa, as well as diaspora women from all over the world who have and continue to contribute to international trade. So I encourage you to become orientated and involved in the great work that these and many other organizations are involved in, and to read the most fascinating, beautiful, newsworthy success stories of women that are actually impacting change to other women across the world. I'm going to stop there. I think that was my 5 to 7 minutes intro, and just allow for others to step in. Thank you, Teddy.
Thank you very much. You mentioned that there is much to celebrate, and I agree with you. Given the many accomplishments that you just discussed, there is much to celebrate, as well as more work to do in many different areas. But I'm just wondering, is there a particular story that you would like to share with us involving the diaspora? Is there a particular story in particular?
Absolutely.
Okay.
So I just have a few quick examples, three emanating from Florida that I've had the joy of being a part of, and then three others that relate to US examples that I've read about. So Florida-specific examples include a women's roundtable, women's roundtable forums that was set up in South Africa and Kenya during the last Miami-Dade County Trade Mission to those markets, to South Africa and to Kenya. And this saw the gathering of women in leadership from a wide spectrum of industries, including mining, construction, engineering, logistics and port operations, tourism, international trade, economic development, education, and food and wine industries. The discussions were around best practices, challenges, linkages, and possible collaborations. And it also saw the opportunity for women to network with each other and just build that relationship for future collaboration and trade. That is one example from as recent as 2019. Then there are two women-owned companies. One is Prism Art Fair in Florida that have been to African markets for many years and have set up exhibitions, not just in Africa, but also in the US, marketing and showcasing art from all over the continent. And there's another women-owned company called Rosa's Delight, who is also based in in Tampa. And she travels between Tampa and Nigeria. And she has set up business to facilitate import and exports between Florida and Nigeria for food products specifically. Teddy, is there time to cover the other three that has got a broad US focus, or do you want me to stop there?
Well, I think we better give Christine an opportunity to share, and then hopefully we'll have time to come back. But excellent information from both of our panelists. Excellent. Ms. Franklin?
Wow. It is, these two ladies are a very hard act to follow. Really impressive, amazing, and I'm blown away by everything that I've heard. So I hope I can do this panel justice after this. But I am Christine Franklin, and the president of Cherokee Enterprises. And we are an engineering and construction company. And Loretta, we do a lot of aviation construction. As a matter of fact, our jobs right now are at Orlando Airport, Miami Airport, and the one in Washington, D.C. The first thing, Cherokee Enterprises has been around for the last 21 years. I am a civil and professional engineer. I have a building contractor's license, and I've been in the construction industry for a very long time. And that's the industry, as everyone knows, has been predominated by males. Despite all of the challenges and disparities in any profession, as women, we really never need to forget that we are female, we are women, we are this amazing creature that God has made as the carrier of life, the nurturer of creation. And so any inclination to go into any profession, your God-given talents, those are what you have. Like I said, in the construction sector is completely dominated by males. It has been that way for a while. It's that way in 2020, 2021, and it will be that way for a long time. It's not going away anytime soon. The construction industry consists of vertical construction that we all know, buildings and the associated trades. And then you have horizontal construction, which is, roads, bridges, railroads, coastal construction, the things that we do, which is underground, which is pipelines and drainage. Now there's a time especially for the people of this conference, is especially the time when an infrastructure package is supposed to be coming out of this, to start talking about bombing, being bullish on minority business. And I checked the industry definition of bullish, and it just says it is to be aggressively confident and self-assertive. And in our industry, women in construction, that is the most excellent quality. For men in construction, but for anybody at all, to be aggressively confident and self-assertive is what is going to get you to where you need to be. Be aware of your strength, that God-given strength that you have. Remind yourself who you are and whose you are. Confidence is a learned trait. It is like a muscle. The more you use it, the more you build it. But I got some really good advice when I first started out. Confidence is something that until you develop it, that you need to fake it. Fake it until you make it. Eventually, at some point, if you do it over and over again constantly, you will build the confidence that you need to get through the construction industry. Another piece of advice for women entering the construction industry, I would say, is you need to train people how to treat you. You need to let people know the behavior that you will accept and you will not accept. You can do that publicly, which, might not be the right thing to do at the moment, depending on the situation, or you can do it privately. You pull people aside and you tell them, this is not the behavior that I will accept from you in the future. And finally, I'm trying to wrap up my 5 minutes quickly. Somebody did mention it, I think Loretta did, that, I always live by this one particular mantra, that in your weakness is your strength. That you really have to be, as a woman, as a minority, work twice as hard to be considered just as good. And you can do two things about that fact. That's just a fact of life. You can sulk and complain to whoever will listen, or you can just decide that you will become twice as good as the next person. Before we started the company 21 years ago, I worked for a large multinational firm. And in management, there was nobody that looked like me. And when you work for large companies with hundreds or thousands of people, you need to make associations and relationships. And it's difficult to make those in situations like that. Because you need to get the promotions, you need to get the choice projects and those kinds of things. And it's hard when, it's hard to relate, when it's hard for people to relate to you because they necessarily, have other associations that they would prefer to form. But, my personal self-worth never faltered. I continued to work. I continued to put my head down. I continued to become so good at what I did that it's really hard to ignore you. And from there, you build, you grow, and I was able to leverage those associations and those relationships into the business that I have now. So just to wrap it up, as to overcoming challenges and disparities in construction is to be aware of your strengths as a woman and leverage them to the fullest. Be confident and self-assertive and train people to treat you with respect. You have as much right to be there as anybody else at that table. And always know that in your weakness is your strength. And bring your femininity and its perspective to the table. It will enhance any discussion and add value to any project that you are working on. That's my 5 minutes. I hope I gave some relevant advice as to how you operate in the construction industry as a woman and as a minority. Like I said, this is the perfect time to be in construction because we expect a really mind-blowing infrastructure package to come out of Congress anytime soon. And this is the time to be bullish on minority business and to get our piece of the pie. Thank you, Teddy.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Franklin. As you were speaking in the beginning, I was wondering, but gee, how can women in particular enter the construction industry? Because you mentioned that women are underrepresented, and you gave us some lots of concrete action steps that we can take, and we can start developing that self-confidence right now. We don't have to wait until we, get that dream job. We can start that right now, especially for our audience who are just maybe starting their career. Just work on confidence building right now and building your contacts. I think that came through as well. Your network, especially network of allies, people who support you. At this stage in our program, we're going to ask a series of questions, and I'll ask each panelist to please respond in maybe a minute so we can get through as many questions as we can, because we have maybe another 10 minutes. So the first question is, why did you pick your profession, Ms. McNair? Of all professions, why did you pick aviation?
Well, I don't think I picked aviation. I think aviation picked me. I grew up in the segregated time frame in Birmingham, Alabama. And as a little girl, I didn't have a lot of things that I could do and go places I could go because of segregation. But the one thing that I found so much joy with was watching planes take off and land. So since that was an easy thing for my father to accommodate, every weekend he would take me out to the airport, and I would get such joy out of seeing those planes take off and land. And I said to myself, and I said out loud to my family, I am going to be on one of those planes one of these days, and I'm going to do that a lot. And as fate would have it, from a little kid who couldn't go anywhere, probably never got on a plane until I was about 16 years old, I have now traveled to 77 countries, and all of them by air. So that was pretty exciting for me to be able to get there. But the way I got there, I really chose a path of public administration as a public servant. So I went to Atlanta University at that time, and there was a program called the Presidential Management Internship Program, which was fabulous because it allowed you to get into the federal government at somewhat of an accelerated rate. And the idea was to get into mid-level management positions faster than normal if you had public policy and public administration background. And the FAA called me. They said, we saw your name on the list of presidential interns. We really would love to have you consider FAA. And they say, why do you think you want to come to FAA? We'll tell you why. They said, because you can go anywhere in the world you want to go if you work for FAA. Well, bingo, they said the right thing. Public service, public administration, and I get to fly. So that's how I ended up in aviation. And I think it was a wonderful fit for me, and it was a good career. Thank you.
Excellent. And tell us what FAA stands for.
Excuse me, the Federal Aviation Administration.
Excellent. Okay. Thank you. Okay, Ms. Ellery.
So I just wanted to point out that I'm technically an entrepreneur. International trade is just one of the professions and fields that I apply focus and time to. And that's just by virtue of my business being the official contracting company to Enterprise Florida for their Southern Africa operations. I'm also involved in the recruitment industry, in business strategy and advisory services, in property investments and management, nonprofit organizations, and Christian ministries. So there's just a whole host of things that I apply my time to. So I can't, in all honesty, say that international trade was my childhood dream and that there was a specific strategy or a path that I set myself on to where I'm at. With respect to international trade as my focus area, however, I, I can't say I was consciously striving towards this field. I started with PricewaterhouseCoopers, as I mentioned earlier, and after moving cities in South Africa, Durban to Johannesburg, and then Johannesburg back to Durban, I had to leave PwC, and shortly after there was an opportunity with the US Commercial Service in the year 2000. That started my exposure and my love for international trade. I worked for the US government for 6 years before stepping back into entrepreneurship and continued to keep a foot in that international trade space for many years. And it just seemed to be the most consistent opportunity that kept opening up with individual businesses, with local government, with foreign governments, with US government work broadly, and in the last 8 years, state-specific trade and foreign direct investment with Enterprise Florida. So from my side, I've just enjoyed and embraced the opportunities that have been put in front of me, and international trade has just been one part of that. So I hope that answers your question.
Yes, definitely. And what I'm hearing is that there are multiple pathways to success. Ms. Franklin?
For me, like some of my friends came out of the womb knowing exactly what they wanted to do, and for me, my path evolved. Like they say, there are 4 aspects of choosing a profession. You do what you like to do. You do what you're good at. You do what you can make a living at, and you do what the world needs. And those 4, if you put all 4 of those together, you get a profession that you are successful at. For me, like I said, my path evolved. I was really good at math. And if you want to become an engineer, you have to be relatively good at math because you do a fair amount of math. And from there, I started to do projects, and I realized that I liked the hands-on more than the mechanics of it. And I evolved into project manager, and the whole thing just came together. Like Ms. McNair, I think this is a profession that chose me as opposed to me choosing it, but just using my strengths and my ability to manage people. I've gotten to the stage where I am now the president of a fairly successful engineering and construction company in Florida. I'm actually right now in the United Kingdom, but the company is based in Florida.
For the benefit of students who might be watching this program, with respect to math, is it an interest that you feel you were born with, or did you discover it along the way?
Math?
Yes.
I was very naturally good at math.
Okay.
But I think if you work really hard, you can. But if you don't really like it, I find people who don't like math don't like math. But if you're like in between, you can do it. But for engineering, tremendous amount of math that you never really use in the end. But
Yes. Okay. That's interesting. Okay, looks like we have time for another question, which is, what did you do specifically to prepare for your profession? Ms. McNair, what did you do? I think you mentioned it a little bit, but tell us.
Well, basically, one of the things that I always tried to, well, not so much preparing for the profession was, getting the master's degree in public administration. And once I got into the field of aviation, trying to maneuver into different areas. So I took a path of working for an office that was like a consultant within the organization of Federal Aviation Administration. So we got a chance to look at problems that needed to be solved for various offices within the Federal Aviation Administration and come up with solutions for how they, could make those processes or procedures better or more efficient, or to look at whether something was a non-governmental function and could be pushed out to the private sector. So you got a chance to look at the cross-section of offices throughout FAA, and FAA at that time had over 50,000 employees. Now, some of those got taken out when TSA came about in Homeland Security because the Coast Guards was under DOT, and some of those things went away under DOT, and some of the things like security where I worked went away as well. But also, I would volunteer for assignments nobody else wanted, and I would take the risk. As Christine said, sometimes you have to fake it till you make it. And I would feel the fear, and knees would knock so hard sometimes that I thought I was going to fall, but I would jump in and say, I'll do this. And it didn't have to necessarily be work related. It could be being in charge of the United Way campaign or doing something, for mentoring students or what have you. So just being willing to be flexible was a good thing for me.
Okay, I hear you, and having that attitude, that can-do attitude, and be willing to do more, because as you do more, you're learning and you're developing new skill sets. So that's a very valid point. Ms. Ellery?
Sure. Again, my stepping into the field of international trade was not a textbook experience, so it's difficult to suggest a formula or a plan. If one were to look for a simple, neat answer, however, I would suggest perhaps pursuing a relevant degree program, which includes but is not limited to international trade, economics, commerce, business, or even politics, and then look for opportunities thereafter. That personally was not my experience. Whilst I do have a university degree, I would say that my strengths in leadership and entrepreneurship and having a business acumen, coupled with passion, with hard work, with dedication, and then just stewarding work opportunities in every season really well. That, and then just stepping into an initial open door with the U.S. Commercial Service, that set me on a path. And from there, I just walked through every other open door with the same kind of passion and commitment and industriousness.
Sounds like there was a lot of self-motivation there too.
Yes.
Okay, Ms. Franklin?
For me, definitely, for the engineering degree, of course, college is a must. I am a certified building contractor as well, so that required some amount of experience in the field and mentorship by other contractors and project management. To what really propelled me into becoming an entrepreneur. I never really had an entrepreneurial bone in my body until I went back to school and I did a master's of business administration, and really learned what it takes to evaluate the success of a business through understanding financial statements and those kinds of things. And that gave me the courage and confidence to set up my own business. So there are lots of paths to success. College is one. A business degree is another, and just listening to Abigail's involvement over the period of time is entrepreneurial mind and her path and her direction and her determination. So there are a number of things that you do. It's not any one thing that you do to specifically prepare for a successful career.
And as you mentioned, there are multiple pathways, but I know from my own personal experience, one of the key things that made a difference for me was getting a college degree. And I know it's not a solution across the board for everyone, but for me as an individual, that was a solution. Okay, I have another question. I think we might have time for only one more question. I'm sure Randy will let us know. The next question is, what was the most significant hurdle that you had to overcome? What was the hurdle, Ms. McNair?
I think the two things. The first hurdle was just being respected and being in a male-dominated environment, and showing up in a way to let men know that you were not going to be intimidated by them. You were going to be there to do your job. You had as much right to be there as they did. For example, when I segued to aviation security, the first day I showed up in that particular job function, the guy who was my supervisor said to me, "How did you get here anyway?" And I thought, wow, what a question. You know, it made me feel so uncomfortable that, you know, someone was questioning my capability before I could even walk through the door. And there was in the government a bidding process that where you apply for a job and you go through some kind of panel of being accepted and what have you. So it was very intimidating, if you will, but I had to show him that I was worthy of being there and that I had value. So that was pretty hard. And then, of course, I think I mentioned briefly just going through the whole incident of 9/11. That was probably the most challenging hurdle that I had ever gone through in my entire career, even up to that point and even afterwards, I think. Lots of threats and issues that came up from, dealing with threats of 11 planes being targeted to be shot down on the way to the United States, with coming up with, threat mitigation strategies to help a team of people put together things to work through those scenarios. And then, of course, the 9/11 aftermath, because white males, typically European at the time where I was located in Brussels, Belgium, they were accustomed to dealing with other white males. And to see me as a Black female be the lead person to talk to them about a whole paradigm shift at that time was a real challenge and a real hurdle. And I remember distinctly one airline, I won't call their name, called me and said, "I have 14 aircraft on the ground and we're getting ready to take off to the United States." And I said, "No, you're not, because you haven't met the requirements that have to be met now. There's more than air traffic telling you can go. You have to come through the security protocols and so forth." And he said to me, "Who do you think you are?" And I said, "For all practical purposes, today I'm the Secretary of Transportation, and I advise you to hold where you are and for further instructions." And I couldn't believe that came out of my mouth, really. But I said it and I hung up, because I had so many people only wanting to talk to me at that time. They didn't want to talk to anybody on my staff or my team, only me. And I didn't have time to play with people. And so I think I proved my worth at that time to the agency.
You did. Thank you. Ms. Ellery?
Well, Larissa, you are a legend, I have to say. Fortunately, in our industry, there has been fair representation of women, though, like Loretta, you do get the odd question from men and women: how did you get that job, or how did you get that contract? And sometimes you answer, and other times, because you follow the process, there's tenders, there's all of that to secure the work. So it almost seems like an ignorant question to ask somebody, how did you get that, And I'm very self-assured, confident, and full of hope. And it's just, I'm not going anywhere, so I'm staying. But I would say the most significant hurdle, which continues to be a challenge in our field of work, is it's not so much how much you know, but how quickly you can learn. And this is why having a business acumen and an entrepreneurial mindset is advantageous. We interact, counsel, and serve companies in an immeasurable spectrum of industries, mostly high innovation industries. So on any day, we could be responding to a simple query on commodity exports, to interacting with leaders like Loretta in aviation and life science, clean tech, or an ICT company with more technical products, services, and innovation. And the expectation is mostly that you would be able to communicate at that same level of knowledge and expertise. So this hurdle presents, it's a dynamic environment which presents unusual hurdles and pressures to keep track of trends and role players in a wide span of different industries, to build relationship with very complex networks of private sector, business, and government. And again, it's not just for my work, Florida, but it's also across the African continent. There's this constant need to monitor and just take a hold of macro and micro environments. Again, broad spectrum, being in tune with every industry, every product, every trend, and every technology. So I would say that that's a practical hurdle that relates to nonstop outreach, research, retention, and recall of information to adequately counsel, advise, and facilitate linkages between businesses in African markets and in Florida.
Thank you. It's interesting, despite the challenges and obstacles, we still managed to get things done. So, Ms. Franklin?
Yes. Okay. For me, that question of any significant hurdles, I was thinking as they talked. I wasn't born in the United States. I came here in my mid-20s. And so that was a significant hurdle for me to just learn the ropes and learn the system and figure out how to, how to maneuver and develop the relationships and get the certifications and those kinds of things. But for me, throughout my career, there have been a lot of hurdles, but there will always be challenges and there will always be hurdles. And I find that once you get rid of one challenge, another one appears like very soon thereafter. So I have used challenges and hurdles as opportunities to grow and thrive and survive and learn and teach in. So nothing that I can recall that really prevented me from moving forward. And I can always find a way around the hurdle.
There's a saying that I heard growing up: when you have lemons, you make some lemonade.
There you go.
You can always find something positive in all situations. I think this pretty much concludes our program, and I would like to extend a very warm welcome and thank you, appreciation to each of the panelists for your contributions, for you sharing information, because I know that what you've discussed today will be an inspiration to our audience and beyond, because I have been inspired by this entire conference and certainly by the information that you shared this afternoon. And I believe one of the takeaways for me to people is that find a mentor, because a mentor is someone that you can turn to for information, for guidance, for coaching, and that person can help provide lots of support in areas that you are trying to enter. So that would be my takeaway for this: is to identify a mentor, a role model to coach and provide you with support. Despite the obstacles that we women have experienced in our careers, despite the challenges, we have overcome. We have still managed to be successful in our own roles. And I commend you for that. And once again, I'd like to thank you for participating today. So, Randy, if there are no questions, I'll ask Randy to move to the next step. But let me ask, does anyone have a question, or are there a last word that you would like to share before we transition?
I would just like to say to students in particular who might be on this conference call that aviation is a very, very successful industry. It's certainly had some major dips because of COVID, but they are looking for people who are innovative and smart to come up with solutions for change. Because COVID, while it was the worst pandemic of our time, there will be others. And, we'll have to keep growing from them. They're going to be looking for people to come up with contactless ways to facilitate passengers, their bags, and all kinds of things. So if that's an area that interests you, working with airports or airlines right now, or with government agencies that come up with policies for these things, this is your time. So thank you and keep mentoring.
Okay. I see a message that just popped up. Hats off to Loretta McNair, to the entire team, I agree. Hats off to this panel. Lots of excellent information was provided, and people can use to push forward in their careers, to stay focused.
I just want to add, Ms. Lang, if there's anybody, there's infrastructure packages coming out. And so there are going to be a lot of opportunities for women-owned business, minority-owned businesses. And if there's anybody out there who, I mean, we have graduated from these programs, and so we have a lot of experience in how to maneuver through them. And if there's anybody out there that needs that information, just my email address is somewhere on the flyer. Just email me, and we'd be happy to help in anywhere that we can.
Thank you very much. And a special thank you to Dr. Malu Harrison from Miami-Dade College. She's one of our honorees today, and she's also my boss, and I'm very proud of her.
Wonderful. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much, Ms. Teddy Lang. Thank you. And thank you, people right here in the presence of this greatness that's happening, because this is absolutely, I'm going to call this another historic moment, because each time we have this convention, there's always something that's new and groundbreaking. So thank you for your indulgence. Thank you for sitting through this, and those virtual attendees, thank you so much for your attention. So we're streaming live on all social media platforms, you name it. We're on it right now, streaming live, so make sure you're looking cute. All right, so we're going to invite Miss Gill back on stage just now for the official launch of the M. Gill. Well, actually, it's a launch of her foundation and the BOMB, you know, the bomb, right? Bomb diggity. You launched it already. She had a kind of mini launch earlier, but this is like, remember, that was a surprise. No, you're going to come back to do the official. That was a surprise. So now you're going to come up. Launch of your foundation and the BOMB magazine. B-O-M-B. Love it. Love the acronym. All right. So you're going to bring your team as well. Oh, she's dancing up. The acronym. All right, so as Miss Gill is getting her groove on.
Yes, yes, we're the bomb. Yeah, yeah. So, thank you. Oh, where's that picture? Show the bomb, yeah. Who's that beautiful lady? Now, this is my magazine. I'm supposed to be on the cover. You know, I'm the Oprah here. But she's a lot more beautiful than I am. So, thank you. Thank you, Sunshine. Beautiful. Well, I am very happy to announce that about a year ago, I just had the idea about being bullish on minority business, and I kept saying to the MBDA that I'm going to do this, and they said, fine, meaning you know, we're going to do a magazine, and it just never happened. Well, now it's happening. But I want to tell you something. It was bullish on minority business. And then businesswomen, okay, so it works both ways. And I was in church, and I called Joy, and I said, Joy, you know the bullish on minority business that we're talking about? Okay, do me a favor. Write bullish, write on, write minority, and write business. And what are the letters that start each of those words? Oh my God, the bomb! And the bomb was born. The bomb was born. So that's the idea. We, as one of our presenters said, you know, the whole idea about being bullish is that you're being aggressive, you're being assertive, right? You're taking the bull by the horn, right? And that's what we have to do in order to, we don't always have to do it, but many times you just have to grab that bull, you know? I think you're supposed to grab the ring in the nose, but anyway. This is the inaugural version. We are going to be publishing this, we hope, twice a year. And we're going to be focused on what's happening with women, in particular minority business women. Not just the disparities and so forth, but how we're dealing with them, the challenges that they have that we are faced with, and how we are overcoming them. And opportunities that exist in the industries you heard about, and all other industries that are dominated by men. So I want to thank you for being a part of this wonderful occasion. It means a lot to me. It means a lot to all of us. I invite you to be a part of it, because we're going to be reaching out for information that we will be sharing in the bomb. Now, what else am I supposed to do? I'm supposed to invite my friends to come up.
I think since Miss Joy's name was mentioned,
Okay.
she's probably going to be in the picture.
Okay, so Joy, Gladys, yes. Now, where I want my ladies from outside.
Oh, yes, we could get them. Yeah.
Maria, could you please get everybody else? Thank you for your patience, but I want this to be the picture of our WMBI group launching the bomb. What else were we supposed to do?
It's going to be a photo op, so we'll get all the people who are crucial to this decision, or who you will be engaging as the process unrolls. So everybody, I'm sure you're going to be pulling everybody at one point or another. So this is the photo op. And it's the only time we're going to go outside of protocols by taking off the mask to look cute, but we put it right back on. And nobody breathe. So we're getting all the ladies from the outside. Ladies, come on in. Come on in. Come on in. Mas rapido, por favor. Mas rapido. And just go up. Everybody's in from outside. Everybody at the desk. Yeah, go on up and just position yourself so we can get a nice picture of the crew. Desmond, you're gonna stand, since you're tall, yeah, the short ones in the middle, or the petite. Petite in the middle. Miss Gladys, go in beside Miss Gail. So we have what we're gonna have is like a height and down and then up. You see the picture? Yeah, together, the three petite ones in the middle. You're forming a chorus or you're forming a line? It's a chorus where it's a group? All right, all right, I think Janet is here. Come, Janet, come get a shot. She just wants her crew in position. So it's really, I think we're doing 2 lines. 2 lines, sir? One in front and one behind, or you're bunching, you're doing like a choir. We need 3, 1, 2, 3, 4 in the middle, so we shot, and then the others from the back. All right, we'll. Somebody's hiding. She doesn't want to be. She's hiding. I know. Put your phone behind you and you put the mask behind you. So we're getting a cute picture. All right. Can you see everybody now? One moment. One more shot without the mask. Without the mask, and you put it back on. Just for the moment. Don't breathe. Just for the picture. All right, we got it? We got it? No, that's the team. That's the crew right there. All right, thank you so much, Miss Gill. You're doing it good. All right, congratulations on the launch of BOMB. All right, you can exit stage left. Exit stage left. Everybody exit stage left. Exit stage left. Thank you. Oh, they're still doing a shot. They're doing the M. Gill heart. The heart shot, forming the heart. That's how she ends her meetings, with the heart. And straight from the heart, BOMB, bomb diggity. Put your hands together, woohoo. All right, exit stage left. We're now gonna roll back into the rest of the program. Thank you. Thank you, Miss Gill. We're gonna hold on to you for a minute because we're gonna work you again. Now here's what we're gonna do. You can take the music down a bit. We're gonna use this moment to recognize those people who were given awards for the 38th annual MED week, Med Week and CARES Act honorees, all right? So we have a few in-house. We're gonna have them come up. Miss Gill, grab your mic. If you can bring them up for me, I'd appreciate that.
Well, all right then.
We have Mr.
We
Desmond.
gave these awards in December, on December 4th when we had Midweek, but yes. We invited them to come to this event so that we could actually get them to participate with us. But not too many were able to come, but we do have Mr. Anson M. Stewart from Stewart Architecture. Anson is in the house. Come on up. Applaud him, please. Yeah. He was a Midweek honoree for the COVID-19 recovery program. Also, Keith Jennings.
One by one.
Oh, one by one.
For the
all right.
photo
Sorry.
op. So let me stand over
Hold
here.
on, Keith.
And Anson M. Stewart, come to the center. Miss Gill is going to do the honors, give you the enough. There you go. Pose up. And congratulations and thank you so much. Again, presenting the 38th annual Midweek and CARES Act honorees recipients. Congratulations, and exit stage left. Thank you.
All right.
And the next one?
Keith Jennings, Outstanding Construction Firm of the Year.
Keith? Okay,
Oh, I don't know how many times we've honored this man. He's been around for a long time, done a lot of great work, excellent minority firm. Friend and brother.
But I love you, baby.
Yeah, I love you
All right,
too.
sir.
Tell them a story about you.
And photo op, you're going to come center stage. Hold that. And up out of the frame. And there we go. So again, congratulations. And there we go. Thank you. Exit stage left. Oh, there's something going on.
I'm not. Look, I'm going to do it real quick. We met almost 30 years ago. I know this is a woman's group today, but I would be remiss if I didn't mention to you that from the first time we met, Marie took a liking to me.
Look at that.
And in 30 years, not that kind of way, in 30 years, I have won the local, regional, and number 2 in the national award in the 90s because of her. In 2017, I won the National Minority Veteran Business of the Year and went to Austin, Texas and collected it because of her. And you just heard I got number 3.
All right. Congratulations.
Congrats,
Thank you, sir.
Keep up the great work.
All right. Who do we have next?
Who that? All right. We have Janet L. Davis, CPA Extraordinaire, Outstanding Service Firm of the Decade.
Ooh. Come on down, Miss J. All right.
Let's hear a little music for Janet. She's a funny lady, you know.
Here we go. Hold on, Miss Gill. Photo up, photo up. Congratulations, my dear. Exit stage left. You got it?
Congratulations. One more. Bellatrix Lemanje and Antonia Rodriguez. Are you here? There they are. Come on up. Minority Hospitality Firm of the Year.
Wow, awesome.
Yeah.
Congratulations. Come on down.
Uh-huh. Doing some great work. Yes.
All right.
Oh, yeah.
You have to dance as you come up. Come on now.
That means you have to dance.
You can't hear music and not move.
Come on up.
You got it.
But you have to dance.
Pretty. Yay. Woo. All right. Woo. Woo. Congratulations. Thank you. Exit. You're welcome. Congrats. All right. Let's see who we have next. All right. She's finished. All right, so that's it for the Med Week, correct? All right, congratulations to all the recipients. Again, presenting that was the 38th annual Med Week and CARES Act honorees, correct? All right, congrats to you.
Exactly.
And if you're not in-house, I'm sure Miss Gill will get the award to you for those folks who didn't make it here today.
Yeah.
But congratulations again. Now we're going to award presentation 3, which is, you know, the big one.
Let me just a note about the awards. Thanks to Sunshine Communications for creating the Medweek Awards for us. And I want to say a special word about the Oscars here. You know, the statuettes. They're not Oscars, they're Marie's, I guess. But can you see them? Those are no ordinary awards, right? Wayne Headley, the artist, designed those specifically. It's based on a design of his, but he sculptured them for us. We chose, and he made them specifically for us. So you can't walk in a store and just buy them. Okay, so this is very, very important. Well, all the awards are important, but we just wanted to say that this is a really very special honor, and we thought it was a great way to launch the bomb and to launch these fantastic awards, which we will give out every year as we identify other women in those fields and the firsts. So the next set of awards, they're based on the first, right?
Right, so it's
okay.
the WMBI 2021 Trailblazing Woman Distinguished Awards, and the first person is the Honorable Daniela Levine Carver, Mayor, Miami-Dade County.
Yeah.
And of course, the mayor's acceptance is going to be by video, and after that we'll have, come stand by, we'll have a representative to come and accept the physical award. So right now we'll have the cue the speech. Thank you. And we'll call it second. Oh. All right, so, well, all right. Well, at least we got some music, so that was it. So in-house today, we have a representative to accept the award on behalf of the mayor. We're gonna ask Miss Melanie Burke, Governmental and Community Affairs Liaison, Office of Mayor Daniela Levine Carver, to accept the award on behalf of the mayor. So photo up, and we extend congratulations, and this is awesome. What an honor. So we turn the statue so we can see it. Beautiful. Anybody to get a Marie, get something. Awesome. Pose up. Really good. Congratulations to the Honorable Daniela Levine Carver. Oh, we have flowers as well. And trophy and flowers. Wonderful. Congratulations. Got it? Got it. Thank you. All right. Thank you. And the next honoree is Miss Malou Harrison, right? PhD, Executive Vice President and Provost, Miami-Dade College. And there's a video. Okay, wonderful. Hold on to Miss Marie.
Good afternoon. I'm Dr. Malou Harrison, and it is with true gratitude that I receive this award today. My sincere congratulations to the women leaders also being honored today at this 11th Annual Women Mean Business International Conference. As I thank Marie Gill for this truly humbling honor, I also take this opportunity to convey my deep regard for Ms. Gill and the unsurpassed innovative leadership she and her team have exercised toward lifting up small businesses over the years, really decades. Ms. Gill, we salute you. As Provost of Miami-Dade College, I'm pleased to share that our work also focuses on convening our local ecosystem of small businesses through our 10,000 Goldman Sachs Small Businesses Program and our MDC Idea Center Scale Up Miami programs, where we train up small business owners toward company growth and sustainability. At MDC, our core mission of advancing equity for access, educational excellence, and student success remains strong. With our new Rising Black Scholars Program, workforce training tech programs in cloud computing, cybersecurity, animation, business intelligence, and so many more, I'm proud to say that Miami-Dade College is not only a major talent contributor in the tech space. Miami-Dade College is also a major contributor, along with many public and private partners, in fueling our community's economic recovery. I'm proud to work alongside some of the most talented and engaged faculty at Miami-Dade College. Our dedicated staff are second to none. And together, our labor of love at MDC is about placing students first, ensuring that every single student is provided an opportunity to realize their potential, to earn a credential, transition to a viable career, and fully participate as contributing members of society. 2.5 million students have come through our open doors at Miami-Dade College, and we welcome one and all. Again, I'm most appreciative of this honor. Thank you.
Congratulations again. Put your hands together. That was absolutely awesome. Who feels good just to know that you're in the presence of greatness? I tell you. Now we're going to Althea Harris, Specialist U.S. Small Business Administration. I think she's online. She's going to accept the award virtually. So we're congratulating Miss Althea Harris, Specialist U.S. Small Business Administration. Congratulations to you, WMBI 2021 Trailblazing Women Distinguished Award recipient. Congratulations.
Thank you. Can you all hear me?
Yes.
Wonderful. This is so awesome. Marie, you have done it again. You are a superstar, and I am so humbled to be included in your orbit. Thank you so much for this award. You have been such a delight to know my almost 30 years. I couldn't believe when Mr. Jennings said he'd known you that long. I thought to myself, I've known Marie almost as long too. And it has been such a wonderful relationship. You are amazing. And I am so pleased to be receiving one of the first Marie Awards ever. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Congratulations. I was telling you to talk to her. Oh. She's right there. It's not a video. She's hearing you.
Oh, Althea?
She's in the chat.
Can you hear me, Althea?
Yes.
Oh, my sister, thank you so much for those kind words. And I hope you remember that you were the federal agency representative who was with us when we launched this program the very first year. Yes? I'm sure you do. Thank you very much. Congratulations again, Althea. Take care.
Wonderful. Thank you. And of course, earlier we did see one of the honorees, the Honorable Hazel Rogers, Mayor City of Lauderdale Lakes. I always get that twisted up, but we congratulate her as well right now as an honoree for WMBI 2021 Trailblazing Women Distinguished Awards. And we will get that beautiful Marie to her when she's going to come on virtually.
I thought she did already.
She just gave a goodwill. Yeah, she's online. She just gave a goodwill message earlier, but we're congratulating her now. And if she's there, she could say a word or two.
Okay, if she has a video coming up, in the meantime, I just want to say, I think I mentioned earlier that the city of Lauderdale Lakes embraced us when we had the idea of starting a women's business conference, and they've hosted us for 10 years until they ran out of space. And we moved the conference from Lauderdale Lakes, and here we are in Miami. So, but we still work very closely with the city of Lauderdale Lakes and the MBDA Export Center. We provide technical assistance to the businesses there, and they're always helping us to make sure that small minority and women business are aware of our programs and that they get the help that they need.
Wonderful. So I'm sure she'll be able to say something at this point. Here she goes.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, just wanted to say I'm to have been selected for one of these, the first Marie Gill. I can't wait to see it, right? But just to say to all of the other honorees for today, Althea, I see you. Thank you for what you do to make things easier for the rest of us. And today was just a part of your presentation where I was able to listen to. I've learned so much. And it's because of you. You are so caring and you just love women and you want to see us excel. And what you have done, Marie, is just above. What can I say? This is awesome. Well done to you and your team. And looking forward to continuing to work with you as we pivot and making sure that our businesses can survive this COVID-19, this pandemic, counting on each and every one of you to do what you have done and continue to do what you are doing to make this world a better place for all of us. Thank you.
Thank you. Tell her thanks.
Thank you very much, Madam Mayor. Congratulations. Love you much.
All right, wonderful. And thank you, Miss Gill. I love the Marie. People need to work now towards getting the Marie. Instead of saying I got the Oscar, you know, the Grammys, guess what? I got a Marie. Hello. Thank you, ma'am. You can take your seat. Congratulations to all the honorees, the recipients. It has been wonderful. And guess what? We're going to ask you to sit back now and we're going to roll some more footage. So we're going to have some more goodwill videos and video messages.
We've been saying WMBI. So instead of W,
you
just say WMBI.
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 WMBI. Okay, there we go. WMBI, you got it. We will WMBI. Okay, thank you. Roll the footage, more videos, and goodwill messages. Thank you, ma'am.
Good afternoon. My name is Regina Sanchez. I'm chair of the board of World Trade Center Miami and regional director of government affairs for American Airlines. I want to give you a special welcome to the 11th annual Women Mean Business International Conference. Today's conference will no doubt provide you with very valuable insight from leading women business owners across the country to help you grow your business. I would like to congratulate Marie Gill for her tenacity and commitment. For over 30 years, Marie has been supporting and providing guidance to women business owners, minority and veteran-owned businesses across the United States. Marie is also, we're very lucky to have Marie sit on the board of our World Trade Center Miami, and she's a recent recipient of the World Trade Center Miami International Women's Day Award. Marie, thank you very much for your contributions. Marie's also the founder of the Marie Gill Foundation, today's conference organizer. At this time, I'd like to also give a special congratulations to those honorees here at the conference today. I wish you a very productive day, and hopefully we'll be seeing each other in the near future. Thank you very much.
My name is pharmacist Mrs. Aino Mojon, the incoming president of the Benin Chamber of Commerce, Industry, Mines and Agriculture, Benin City, Edo State of Nigeria. I'm also the National Public Relations Officer of the Nigerian Association of Chambers of Commerce, Industry, Mines and Agriculture, Businesswomen Group NAWOG. I wish to specially congratulate and appreciate Ms. Marie Gill and her award-winning global company, M. Gill & Associates, Inc., operator of Minority Business Development Agency, MBDA, Miami, for over 30 years of successfully providing services to small minority women-owned and veteran-owned businesses, and also for being the founder of M. Gill, her foundation, convener and host of the 11th Annual Women Mean Business International Conference, WMBI, scheduled to hold on the 26th of March, 2021 in Miami, Florida. I and the Nigerian business delegation have been able to improve our businesses and improved on the employment of our team youth through our association with her and her team. I also wish to congratulate the honorees who are outstanding women pioneers and trailblazers in their respective fields. I want to specially congratulate our own dear Dr. Mrs. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala for being the first Black woman to head the World Trade Organization. While I wish you all a successful conference in this month, that we are celebrating women, let us be reminded that we must continue to empower and inspire our women and young girls as we #choose to challenge. Thank you, and God bless.
And the founder of Kappa Media East Africa. Kappa Media East Africa is an international trade fairs and conferencing marketing company based in Nairobi with services spanning across the East Africa. We are incorporated and operating in Kenya, and our services go international. Today I want to talk about the upcoming event, the Women Mean Business International Conference. Want to thank the organizers and the host, Mary Gill. Mary Gill has been a phenomenal lady who has done great things to the business community, the minority businesses, all businesses owned by women, businesses owned by the minority, and also including the veterans. We thank you and congratulate you for the great things that you have done, the inspiration you have given us as women in business. Miami-Dade and the friends of ICAPA in Miami, we thank you very much, and we will be looking forward to seeing you again this year. We have also tested your services, your leadership, and we are really happy. The women behind me, the women who are friends of Florence and women who are friends of ICAPA are known and congratulate you on their behalf. This year's event is very special because of two ladies. Her Excellency Fatima Jabel Mada, the First Lady of the Republic of Sierra Leone, not leaving behind our sister, Her Excellency Dr. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, Director General of World Trade Organization. Ladies out there, I want to challenge you not to miss this event. Make sure that you register and log on. It will be happening on the 26th March 2021. You are all welcome, and thank you very much for
Her Excellency Mrs. Madabi, Her Excellency Dr. Okonjo-Iweala, congratulations on the appointment. Distinguished honorees, congratulations. Ladies and gentlemen, greetings from the United Ghanaians Association of South Florida, with membership from St. Lucie County all the way down to Miami-Dade County. My name is Sarah Mofa, and I currently serve as the association's president. When you are asked to say a few words in honor of someone and in support of the work that she does, you're expected to use words like outstanding, phenomenal, wonderful, etc. I do agree that these words apply to Miss Marie Gill, but for me, the word that best describes her is exhausting. I made the mistake of reading up on her once, and I found that to be very exhausting. Exhausting in a good way, of course. From the innumerable people that M. Gill and Associates have touched through their community outreaches in various fields, from healthcare to education, to the technical assistance and education they provide, to advocating for small businesses, minority-owned businesses, women-owned businesses, to creating jobs, retaining jobs, and importantly, for providing access to the funds, to capital that so many companies so desperately need and have been doing so for many, many, many years. Indeed, many have been touched and have been better for their encounter with M. Gill and Associates. Never respecters of people or their origins, just providing help, and a lot of it where it's needed. So here is to a selfless, phenomenal, kind, hardworking, passionate, and also exhausting woman, and her multi-award-winning company. To Miss Marie Gill and M. Gill and Associates, congratulations on a job extremely well done. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Kaliba Ugetumboy Kasongo. I am the founder and executive director of Here Congo, an organization based right here in Miami, working to empower girls and women in the Democratic Republic of Congo. Today, I'm very pleased to congratulate Ms. Marie Gill and her award-winning global company, M. Gill and Associate Inc., operator of Minority Business Development Agency, MBDA, Miami. For over 30 years, she has successfully provided services to small minority women-owned businesses as well as veteran-owned businesses. She's also the founder of M. Gill, her foundation. Today, she is the host of the 11th Annual Women Mean Business International Conference, WMBI, on this March 26, 2021 in Miami, Florida. I join all the women and girls in DR Congo to wish you all a great Women International Month and a spectacular event. Thank you.
Greetings from sunny Casablanca, Morocco. My name is Rabi El Alama. I'm the Managing Director of the American Chamber of Commerce here in Morocco. Today, I would like to convey a congratulations message to Ms. Mary Gill, founder and CEO of the M. Gill Associates and operator of the Minority Business Development Agency in Miami, Florida, for her commitment and service towards the minority businesses. I also want to congratulate Ms. Mary Gill as the founder of M. Gill, her foundation, for convening and hosting the annual Women Mean Business Conference, which will be held on March 26 in Miami, Florida. Congratulations to the honorees, these wonderful women who are pioneers in their fields. Very excited to see that Ms. Ngozi Aiwela, the new director of the World Trade Organization, is among the honorees tonight. And I would like to congratulate every woman attending the conference, women leaders, entrepreneurs, traders, economists, researchers, scientists, frontliners. Thank you for all you do to advance the world. And without further ado, I will just conclude with, when women thrive, the whole world thrives. Success and happiness to all the women out there. See you soon at the next conference. All the best.
It gives me a great joy to be part of this important occasion of the 11th Annual Women Mean Business International Conference. The Organization of Women in International Trade, OWIT Nigeria, congratulates Mary Gill and her entire executive of Women Mean Business for supporting women in empowerment, leadership, and entrepreneurship. I also want to congratulate the awardee, Her Excellency Fatima Jabi, the First Lady of Federal Republic of Sierra Leone. I want to congratulate also our very own Dr. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, the first Director General of WTO. And I also want to say a very big congratulations to all the other awardees that will be receiving awards today alongside these great women. From all of us in OWIT Nigeria, I say thank you and God bless you all.
Greetings to everyone. To our distinguished guests, Her Excellency Fatima Jabi Bayo, First Lady of the Republic of Sierra Leone and fellow Gambian, Her Excellency Dr. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, Director General of the World Trade Organization, and to other distinguished honorees, women pioneers and trailblazers. My name is Dr. Mariama Jaite, co-founder and president of the Gambian American Foundation. It is with great honor and pleasure that I stand here to honor Marie Jill, a trailblazer in the Miami business communities and beyond. Marie Jill is owner of the award-winning global company M. Jill & Associates, operator of minority business development agencies, and founder of M. Jill, her foundation. For over 3 decades, Ms. Jill has provided services for small businesses, minority, women, and veteran businesses. So it is with great pleasure and honor that I ask you all to join me in congratulating a phenomenal woman and her phenomenal work in this community and beyond. Please, Ms. Jill.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise as we said thank you to the one and only, the quintessential, my friend, my mentor for more than 25 years, as we bring her back on stage to close us out. Miss Mary Gill!
Here we go. Come on down. Come on down. As she rocks her way up, we want to thank you two for being right here in the house. All the guests in house, and of course those online. Thank you so much.
Give it up for your MC and compare that has taken us through, Miss Sophia Nicholson.
All right. Oh, thank you. And of course, we're going to bring up Miss Joy Starkey. Come on down, my friend. Come on down. We're getting you on stage. And we don't need it to stand. We need everybody to rock. Come on, you can't hear music. It's free.
Come on, rock your body line. Come on, people. All right, ladies. Come on, my girl. Come on.
All right. Oh, George is here. Congratulations, George.
Randy, come on down.
Come on down. We just want to give you a little wave and a little acknowledgement.
Now you're talking. Now you're talking. All right, all right, all right. Yeah.
George Yap, congratulate George. Come on up on this wave. We didn't catch you earlier. Want to congratulate you too as one of the recipients from Medweek. Yes, George. He was Medweek from Medweek. So we're gonna give you your award. Yeah, we'll give him later. No, he just came. So George, congratulations. Thank you. All right, I think Miss Gill is getting our crew on stage, and you're now going to go ahead and do the vote of thanks. Vote of thanks.
We're going to do the vote of thanks.
I tell you, you know, everybody has come up here and they said 30 years, 40 years, 25 years. So, you know, kind of getting up there. But if you notice, I have these young people around me, bringing them on, you know, bringing them up so that they can take the leadership when I decide to rest. All right, so this young man here is like my son, you know, but I don't want to get, you know, he's my IT. He's our IT specialist, consultant, and he's in the background a lot. But I want you to meet him. His name is Randy. I never, you know, I haven't met too many people with the kind of personality that this man has. You know, I get mad and I get upset, and he just cool. Yeah, yes, Miss Gill. And he just gets on and gets the job done. I love him. And the same with Joy. And where's the rest of my team? The same with all of my people. And Dr. Malou Harrison at Miami-Dade, she was talking about how great the programs at Miami-Dade College are and how their folks have excelled their students. Well, here's a living example, right? She's like my daughter. This is, right? Yes, Ms. Gill. This is Heather Gordon, and Heather is our administrative manager. Heather came to me 8 years ago as a student intern. And here she is today. Worked up the ladder, right? Started pretty much at the bottom and worked her way all the way up to today. She tells me what to do. Miss Gill, you're supposed to do this and that, and you didn't do it. I love her, and she loves me. And it makes for a great relationship. We all have God at the head of our table, at our office, at our business, in our homes, and at our meetings. And you heard Miss Gladys West, the GPS lady. She said, I didn't really know that, I didn't really connect the dots until later on that was God. That was God. That was God. It's all about believing in God. And sometimes you don't really know that He's leading you. But if you're a good child, every once in a while the devil kind of get in the midst, and you lose a contract and you fall down. So what you do? You get up. You pick yourself up and you dust yourself off and you start all over again. And you have good people around you who believe in you, believe in the mission, and help you to carry out the mission. So you are the same for me. Good people who believe in what we're doing. Of course, you're looking for opportunities for yourself, but you're also in doing so, you are supporting others. So I thank you. This is supposed to be a vote of thanks. I thank you very much for your efforts, for your support, for the work that you're doing in your respective industries, companies. And if you haven't started yet and you need some help, you know where to go. That's our business. The motto of my company is, your success is our priority. That's M. Gill and Associates. I wanted to say something before I forget, Sophia, that the M. Gill Her Foundation, the idea of the foundation is a place for women, but I'm not going to try to take on all the burdens of the world because I can't, and I'm not sure any one person can. But I want to create something that's part of the M. Gill legacy. And so this organization is, I've been saving for a little while to invest those personal funds in it, so as to get it started, and then raise additional funds. And I'm hoping that with your support and the support of others across the country and the world who believe in us, that we will be able to raise some significant funds that we can invest in women businesses. And I'm talking about minority business women. That's my passion. I'm a black woman, I can't help it. And I know that the need is greater amongst minorities, so that's my focus. I'll help whoever I can help whenever I can, but that's my special focus. So all of you who are listening and who are here with us physically will receive follow-up information from us regarding the foundation and the website, which is in the works, we will have the opportunity for you to donate and support in other ways. We have a mentoring program that's going along with that, and it's in collaboration with the MBDA Export Center and the MBDA programs that we operate. I wanted to make an announcement that one of the ladies who presented today, Ms. Christine Franklin, the construction from Cherokee Enterprises, she was our guest speaker the first year when we started this program. So we've been together for a while. She has offered to mentor a woman business owner in construction. As a result, her gift to this event today was that. And she's looking for us to connect her. Yes. Yeah. She's looking for us to connect her with a woman who is about 2 years or so in business and, has passed that initial first-year phase. But she really want to put her arm around someone and help them. And as a result, she's helping our mentor protege program. So I want to thank her very much for that. I forgot to mention it earlier today. So on behalf of myself, my organization, my team, I thank you so much for your support. I believe that Joy had a few words that she wanted to say as well in terms of saying thank you. Okay.
Well, I just have one question. Are you inspired? I can't hear you. Do you feel empowered? All right, well then we did our jobs. Thank you so much for your time, for your consideration, for your love and support. Thank you for joining us today with courage. Despite our current situations, you came out and you showed love, and we appreciate you for that. And we look forward to connecting with each of you later. So thank you, enjoy your weekend, and let's crank that music up, Ralph.
Thank you. The lady of the hour, Miss Mary Gill. IT, thank you. DJ, thank you.
So,
Hotel,
I have a quote.
Volunteers, thank you.
Mr. Alufahai, I have a quote that I live by that I'd like to share with you, which I coined a few years ago. If you can see it when others can't, if you can touch it even though it's intangible, if it makes you smile while others cringe at the very thought of it, therein lies an opportunity. Now, that's copyrighted, I can share it with you. But do what you can with what you have, wherever you are, right now. God bless you. Thank you. Now for the music.
Yay! All right. And as the music is playing, he's getting a photo. He's getting a photo. Come together. He's getting another shot. Yes! I shall sing. So remember, we have cocktails in the foyer, so don't go too far. We're going to make our way to the foyer so we can have a little cocktail and a little safe social distancing. But congratulations again to all the honorees, all the recipients. This was wonderful. WMBI! WMBI! 11 years strong. Congratulations. Thank you all for braving the pandemic and making it. And those online, thank you. Congratulations. Make your way to the foyer. Of course, we're going to go for our cocktails. Peace out.
If
love my life. I 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 love my life.
No, no, we don't know what tomorrow might bring, cause the future, the hours away. So me, I live my life today. Me, I live my life today. Yeah, so long me make me talk what I want to talk. Me have enough to say. So me ever live my life today. Me never live my life today. So everybody have to sing it out. I love my life. I love my life. I love my life. So me, I live my life today. I love my life. I love my life. I love my life. So me, I live my life today. Make a change, don't make nobody stress you. Don't make no blood pressure, make your life left you. Never you hurt a soul unless you have to defend yourself if them try test you. Thank God for my life, yes. Me wake up this morning and alive, yes. Make them go and judge, nobody no perfect, and Father God alone bring brightness. If you don't like come inside, go find the Lord. Me not no time for the work, a time so hard. Them not mad me not gonna psych a word. Or go join the morgue, enjoy my life for y'all. Few friends from me have were dear to me. Me not trust people, so me choose them carefully. Them are not clean, so them can't come near to me, can't compare to me. No, no, we don't know where tomorrow might bring, cause the future, the hours away. So me, I live my life today. Me, I live my life today. Yeah, so long me make me talk what I want to talk. Me have enough to say. So me ever live my life today. Me never live my life today. So everybody have to sing it out. I love my life. I love my life. I love my life. So me, I live my life today. I love my life. I love my life. I love my life. So me, I live my life today. Sure. Never make nobody get the best of you. Look on the person of the mirror on the dresser too. Tell yourself say you're not gonna make them pressure you. And live life to the fullest that you better do. Just believe me know life not easy. Enough we never born with gold spoon to feed with. No be greedy, set a pace in a life and achieve it. Listen to me keenly. Love me L-I-F-E until it left me. Me a go and keep a pray and a pray to Father God say old age catch me. Me a beg your Father bless me, guide and protect me. For every wrong move that me making on the streets correct me. No, no, we don't know where tomorrow might bring, cause the future, the hours away. So me, I live my life today. Me, I live my life today. Yeah, so long me make me talk what I want to talk. Me have enough to say. So me ever live my life today. Me never live my life today. So everybody have to